I want to read something out for you today. There was a sword hanging on my head all the time. I spent many sleepless nights. One day, I got up early in the morning and went directly to Yash Chopra ji and told him that I was bankrupt. I had no films. My house and a small property in New Delhi were attached. Yash ji listened to me coolly and then offered me a role in his film Mohabbatein. I then started doing commercials, television and films. And I'm happy to say that I have repaid my entire debt of 90 crores and I'm starting afresh. These were the words of the Bollywood icon Amitabh Bachchan when he went through a trap of debt in the late 1990s. And in today's video, what I want to talk to you about are the steps that you need to take if you're stuck in the trap of debt. Because think about it, when a business owner loses money, we don't just lose money, we also lose our confidence. So what I want to do in today's video is actually break down for you what are those 7 steps that you need to follow to come out of this trap of debt one step at a time. Now before we dive into this video is very close to my heart because I personally as an entrepreneur went through the trap of debt in December 2012. In fact, in December 2012, I went through a 70 lakh loss and a 45 lakh rupee debt. And at the same time, during the same month of December 2012, when I realized that I was in a 45 lakh debt, my father, who's been a business owner for more than 3 decades, went into a 3.5 crore loss and a 1.25 crore debt. As a family, we were deep in debt and we'd lost all our confidence. In fact, my parents stopped stepping outside the home because you know what? When you go through debt, you feel a lot of shame, you feel a lot of guilt. And today what I want to do is support you, nudge you and give you that direction if you are stuck in this trap of debt. Because my mentor Sidra Jafri used to say this, every saint has a past, every criminal has a future. Sometimes it is our guilt, our shame, our fears, our doubts that actually kills us more than the debt, than the financial loss. And what I want you to know is this, if you went into a trap of debt in business, then you're not a criminal. You did not use that money for your personal joy, for your personal recreation and blew it up in habits that the world would dignify as immoral. You lost that money because something did not work out for you in your business. So stop blaming yourself, stop beating yourself up, and I hope that through the 7 steps that I'm going to break down for you in this video, you get direction and strength to bounce back from your trap of debt. So let's dive into what those 7 steps are. The first step is to accept that you are in a debt. Now you may think, Rajiv, I already know I'm in a debt. There's a big difference between knowing that you are in a debt and accepting that you are in a debt. What do I mean by that? I can share out of my own personal experience. In December 2012, when I understood that I'm in a debt, it still didn't hit me. It still didn't sink in. The way I was living life was the same. My expenses were the same. Somewhere deep down inside in my head, there was hope, which is a very common emotion during the beginning stages of your debt, that something will work out, things will fall in place easily, that one deal will come through and everything will become fine. And I lived with that hope without changing my lifestyle. I continued to spend money the same way. It was in April 2013, after 4 months of being in debt, when it actually hit me that, hey, things are not falling in place. It's been 4 months that I've been telling people I will repay the money to them, but nothing is changing, nothing's working out for me. And the first step was for me to actually accept that I'm in a debt and I need to do something different now. I can't keep going the same way and expect the debt to get repaid by itself. I need to shift my lifestyle, I need to shift my approach, I need to shift the way I'm managing my money. That first level of acceptance is extremely crucial. Once you have accepted that you are in a debt, here comes the second step. And the second step is to forgive yourself and forgive others. Because here's what happens to most people. once they understand and accept that they are in a debt, then automatically they either start blaming themselves, start feeling guilty, start beating themselves up and telling themselves, how could I do this? How could I make that mistake? How could I do things wrong? And somewhere this entire blame towards yourself actually drains your energy a lot more than you need at that point of time. So instead of blaming and beating yourself up for making those mistakes, for making those wrong decisions, you need to actually forgive yourself. And sometimes I've seen people, it's not about forgiving themselves, but it's about forgiving others. What do I mean by this? Sometimes the debt you are in may not be because of your own wrongdoings. It may be because you trusted somebody else and their decisions and their actions put you in this trap. Now, when something like that happens, it's very natural and normal for you to live with blame towards that other person, for you to sit and keep getting aggressive with that other person or get frustrated and irritated with that other person. Let me tell you this, blaming yourself or blaming others is an absolute waste of energy, especially when you're in that trap of debt. Think about it. The only thing we get by blaming ourselves or blaming somebody else during the trap of debt is an internal satisfaction that at least I'm feeling guilty, or the satisfaction of I am not the problem, I did not make that mistake, that other person is the problem. Let me tell you something. You are not going to repay your debt just by feeling guilty or by placing the blame on somebody else. You need to bounce back emotionally and mentally first before you bounce back financially. And for you to bounce back emotionally and mentally, first you need to forgive yourself or forgive that other person on whom you are placing the blame for the debt. So the first step I said was to accept that you are in the debt. Emotionally understand and accept it. Second is to forgive yourself and forgive the others. Which brings me to the third step. The third step is to be aware of the trap of desperation. What do I mean by this? You know, when we go into debt, our prayer to God also changes. We start praying to God saying, Bhagwan, I don't want anything for myself. Just help me repay people money. I don't want anything for myself. And with that prayer, with that desperation, we go out there and put in work. We put in effort to make money. And in fact, the desperation, just hijacks our thinking, our intelligence goes down, and we fall into the trap of get-rich-quick methods because we are looking for that one door which can open, that can bring me that money so I can repay that money. We are looking for that one idea, one deal, one strategy which can change my life. And that desperation actually does not help. It only hurts more. I can share this openly with you. From December 2012 to April 2013, I did not accept that I was in a debt. But in April 2013, when I accepted that I was in a debt, from April 2013 to October 2014, I spent a good 18 months of my life chasing get-rich-quick methods. Chasing get-rich-quick ideas. Somebody told me, go do real estate joint venture deals, do real estate brokerage, get a builder, get a land, get the landowner convinced to do a joint venture deal, show the land to the builder, and if one deal clicks and one apartment project comes up, you'll make a lot of money in your commissions and you can repay people. Someone else told me, do copper wire scrap trading. So I went to the Visakhapatnam port to understand how container trading works. I registered myself on IndiaMart as a copper wire scrap trader. And I'll tell you what happened with all this was, every time I thought that deal is about to close and I started calculating, oh, if this deal closes, this much money will come and then I'll pay this money to so-and-so person and repay my debt. Those deals used to not come through because I was doing that work from the energy of desperation. Remember this. Anything that you do with the energy of desperation does not work out for you. In fact, in quantum physics, there's a law. Desperation creates repulsion. The more you run after something, the more it runs away from you. And in debt, it's very natural to get stuck in this trap of desperation because you genuinely want to repay people. You want to get rid of that burden that you're carrying on your shoulders about the money you owe people. But let me tell you, with that kind of an energy, the only thing that you're going to do is build hope for yourself, make commitments to people कि इस डेट पे पैसा आ जाएगा आपको दे दूंगा, and then when the deal doesn't come through, then you feel even more emotionally shattered. But what we fail to see at that point of time is this. It's not that that business does not work. It's not that that idea does not work. It's just that your energy is not working right now because you are working with the energy of desperation. So the third step is to be aware of the trap of desperation and release any desperation that there is. In fact, desperation showcases that you've not truly taken responsibility for your debt. It actually shows that there's a lack of acceptance. You're not accepting the situation. You're fighting the situation. And the more you fight the situation, the more the situation remains with you. You can't change something by resisting it. Remember that. You can't change something by resisting it. The more you resist the debt, the more the debt remains with you. So you got to really heal that desperation by genuinely accepting that it's okay. Give yourself the permission to say, it's okay, I made a mistake. It's okay, I made the wrong decisions. It's okay, I trusted the wrong people. Genuinely, it's okay. Until you are not okay with saying it's okay, you're going to keep fighting on the inside, and that fight is only going to make you lose. So release that desperation by genuinely accepting and saying it's okay. With that, here's the fourth step. The fourth step is to communicate with courage to the people who you owe the money to. Communicate with courage. What do I mean by this? I am not asking you to negate your responsibility of repaying that money. I'm not saying go and tell those people, I won't give you the money, do what you want. That is absolutely irresponsible. That's criminal. That is criminal. Okay? What I'm asking you to do is this. With humility and yet with courage, communicate to those people saying, hey, I got some things wrong in my life. I know I owe you money. Please give me the time to repay. Because here's what I've noticed. While your intention may be clean, your heart may be clean, and you want to repay that money to that person genuinely, you don't want to keep somebody else's money with you. What I've noticed is this. While your intention is clean, the other person may get more aggressive. The other person may get more dominating. And we can't blame them for that, because at the end of the day, it's their money. And it's very natural for them to feel those emotions. But if we are constantly just being abused, we are constantly just being dominated, we are being threatened, then that does not help us to work with focus, neither it's going to help them, because we won't be able to rework, rebuild and repay. So you want to communicate your intention with authenticity, saying, hey, I want to pay every single penny that I owe you. Just give me that support and strength. Initially, they may not understand what you're saying. Initially, they may continue to dominate, continue to abuse, continue to threaten you. But please don't judge that. It's their emotions. Because at the end of the day, it's their money. But consistently communicate, accept full responsibility for it, and tell them that, hey, by you constantly threatening me or abusing me, it's not going to help me. I need the energy and focus to get work done so I can rebuild and repay. But if you're going to keep doing this to me, my energy is only getting more and more drained. Even help them accept that their money is stuck with you. Sometimes it's their lack of acceptance that their money has gotten stuck that makes them threaten, that makes them get violent, that makes them get abusive. So even help them accept and tell them that you intend to pay every single rupee which is rightfully theirs. So that's your fourth step, to communicate with courage, not with irresponsibility, neither just keep taking that negativity and then feel more shitty about yourself. Even that won't help you. This is the time for us to really communicate our intention and ask for that space, that support or that strength that we need to rebuild and repay. So that's step number 4. Which brings me to step number 5. And step number 5 is to rebuild your business based on your strengths. What do I mean by this? It's very important for you to focus on doing what you're good at doing. Don't just explore opportunities because you see an opportunity. At the end of the day, it's not just opportunities that make you money. It's capability that makes you money. So go down to the fundamentals, go down to the basics and rebuild based on your strengths. Go down to the fundamentals of your business model and see what can be a more profitable business model in your industry. Go down to the fundamentals of marketing and learn what can you do to market your products or your services consistently. Go down to the level of understanding management so you have strong review systems and you have clear goals, clear roles, clear systems in your business. I truly believe that one should focus and rebuild based on their strengths, not just focus on any random opportunity that somebody shows you and you think, okay, that's going to be my way of rebuilding. This was one of the mistakes I made. While I went into debt in December 2012, I had a training company running. I had an event management company running, but I was not focusing on my training business, nor I was focusing on my event management business. I started focusing on real estate joint venture deals, copper wire scrap trading, internet marketing. And I'm not saying those businesses of real estate brokerage or copper wire scrap trading or internet marketing don't work. I'm not saying they don't work. I'm saying I did not have the capability and I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I was doing it only for my desperation. It was in 2014 October, after wasting 2 years of my life in debt. Then I opened my eyes and said, hey, listen, I got to build on my strengths. I can't just keep exploring new things. And I built on my strengths. I learned how to market my business. I understood what are the flaws of my business model. I set up a strong management system in my business, because at the end of the day, I truly believe it's your model with your marketing and your management, these 3 M's that bring you money, which is the 4th M. So you got to rebuild based on your capabilities. Don't just try random things because they look exciting from the outside, because they look easy from the outside. There is no easy money on this planet. There is no easy money on this planet. Please remember that. Which brings me to the 6th step. The 6th step is to repay your debts, but not from everything that you earn. This is a mistake I have seen so many people make when they are repaying the debts of their business. Any money they make, they just use that entire money to repay the debt. Please understand, if you're doing this, then you're only going to get stuck after a few months. What you need to do is this: based on whatever you earn, keep a part of it for your necessities to sustain your living. Keep a part of it to save and reinvest in your own business, and keep a part of it for repayment of debt. I know it's more psychological than it's actually financial. Debt repayment is more a psychological factor than it's a financial factor. So in this time, you need to manage your psychology. You know, some people, they're like, oh no, kisi ka paisa nahi chahiye. Jo bhi aa raha hai, sab de do. But what's happening is this: if you're using this mentality and mindset of whatever is coming, give it off for repaying the debt, then you're not giving yourself a second chance. You're not giving yourself the opportunity to sustain your living. You're not giving yourself the opportunity to save and reinvest so that you can grow the business and pay back a larger chunk. You're just taking from one place and giving it to the other place, which is not the most healthiest way of repaying debt. Now, I know some of you may morally judge what I'm saying, Rajiv, what are you talking? When somebody owes somebody else money, isn't it their duty to repay everything? I agree, it's their duty to repay every single penny to that person. But I also believe, genuinely I believe this, that you need to also give yourself a second chance to rebuild, which means you need to save and reinvest so you can grow the business a lot more. And a portion of it is debt. So 1/3 of whatever you are earning, repay the debt. 1/3 to save and invest back into the business. 1/3 maybe for your necessities, for your sustenance. I feel that's a more healthier way. than just going into this panic mode and trying to give away everything that you're making. Because if, God forbid, within 2 or 3 months of making money, if that inflow stops, then you're stuck again. So you got to balance the repayment. So that is step number 6, which brings me to the 7th and final step of repaying your debt. Learn your lesson. That is very, very important. You cannot repeat the same mistakes and land up again in another trap of debt. And I'll tell you, if one does not learn their lesson from debt, then the nature and the universe has its own beautiful way to put you back in the same situation. And if this time your decisions don't change, then you go back into the trap again. Whatever that lesson may be. Sometimes the lesson is to value money, respect money, and utilize money with moderation and diligence. Sometimes the lesson may be to not blindly trust people. Trust people, it's okay, but also test and validate and keep things in your control. But if you're not going to learn that lesson and you're going to come back and again trust people blindly and give away your money to them, then you are at fault. Sometimes the lesson may be to do what is in alignment with your values. Don't explore an opportunity just because you saw an opportunity and then you ended up losing money in it. Do what aligns with your values, because these may be the lessons that the universe is trying to teach you through that debt. Sometimes the lesson may be to take responsibility and be proactive in growing your business rather than playing safe and making only safe decisions in your business. So whatever that lesson is, you need to learn that lesson, integrate that lesson, and manage your money with balance. Which means what? From whatever you earn, you spend for your necessities, you save for your future, you invest a portion of it for growth, and you enjoy a portion of it as well. It's very important to do all these 4 things. Spend on your necessities, save for your future, invest for growing that money, and also enjoy that money. It's okay to enjoy your money, but do all these 4 things in balance. So I hope these 7 steps that I have shared with you on how to come out of the trap of debt serve as useful guidelines mentally, emotionally, and financially for you. And I promise you this, when you take these 7 steps, you will give yourself that second chance. And most importantly, you will release yourself of all that guilt, that shame, that self-doubt, and that fear that you're inflicting upon yourself. Remember this. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. Give yourself that permission and tell yourself, it's okay that I made that mistake. And take responsibility, make changes, learn and rebuild and repay. This is how you got to come out of the trap of debt. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did and you want to continue the journey with me, you need my support in helping you rebuild, then here's my request. Click on the link below. There is a 4-hour training that I do called Business Breakthrough Seminar, and in this 4 hours I focus on what is the foundational activities to build a stable and successful business. I talk about business model, I talk about marketing, I talk about management in this 4-hour training, which is the foundation to build a stable and successful business. So if you found this video useful, click on that link and register yourself for this 4-hour training called the Business Breakthrough Seminar. I look forward to seeing you there.